All right, let's see if that works. Let's see if you guys can hear us now. So I guess we gotta wait for somebody to come back, you guys to come back on. So go ahead, talk about our special guest.
Okay, I was talking about Tasha Smith Miles. I was talking about her. She's an author of a book titled Mom, I Should Have Listened. She's going to be our guest. We're praying that everything works out with the volume. Let us know if you can't hear us. Also, I want to give a shout out to Pat Brown and Fred Harrison for giving a donation toward this event next week. So we thank God for them. And we're asking if you appreciate this program, next week we're having this special event, and it's a pop-up event. And Tasha Mills will be there signing a book, a Q&A section. She's going to be doing a documentary too, so she's going to be filming. And we're going to have refreshments, and we're going to have giveaways. So if you can come, this is a good family outing, not just for the young men or the kids, even for the family. She's going to share some personal experience. This is a personal experience that she went through. So she's going to share her personal experience, what she went through. And if you would like to get a book autograph, you can come too. It's $15 to participate. And like I say, we'll have refreshments at the same time. If you'd like to sponsor a couple mentees or give a donation toward it, we appreciate it. You can Zelle us at 708-257-8598. That's Matthew. What's my phone number?
I don't know.
Yes, they say yes, you can't hear us.
All right, yeah.
Okay, that's good. So we're looking forward to this event. And like I say, and we thank you guys for supporting us down through the years. It's because of your donation and your support and your prayers that we still doing this after 27 years. Over 950 young people have been mentored.
So, Brother Crater, tell us, how did you come about finding out about our author, Tasha Mills?
I was driving one day. Great driver I am, and I was listening to the radio too. I was walking and talking at the same time.
That is a miracle.
And I heard the title, Mom, I Should Have Listened. And I caught my eye. So I did a little research on it. And as I did the research, I was very impressed because it dealt with reality and what's happening to our young people today. And I think her point where she put the book out and things, because she's trying to save other people don't have to go through what she went through.
Correct.
So, I mean, she's going to talk about it herself, but I tell you, it's for everybody. It's a teachable moment too, because even adults can share this experience with other young people.
And a lot of times what people don't understand is when your child go to jail or is in prison, the whole family is.
Affects the whole family.
Everybody. The mom, the father, the children, and everybody got to make concessions. So it was a heartache for her whole family. And what we want to do is we want to prevent our young people from going through this. We want to prevent ourselves from going through this. But it's going to hurt that young person more than it hurt anybody else. But everybody is affected by it. And it hurts the whole family and the extended family. Last week I wasn't here. And I wasn't here because a cousin of mine, he passed away. And he was incarcerated. And I was supposed to go and visit him, and I never got a chance. And he's downstate, and it's a nice little drive. But that's not the problem. The problem was I didn't make the time. So that's one thing that we have to learn how to do. And coronavirus has been pointing this out. We have to make time for our loved ones, because if we don't make the time won't be there, you know. And it's just like anything. We make the time to go to work. We make the time for our children. We make the time for any and everything that we feel necessary to do. We make the time to go to church. If we didn't make the time, then it'll always be an excuse and we'll never make it. So I just want to encourage everybody about that and point that out, that this is a problem, you know, in our community about incarceration rate. You know, some of it has been, you know, officers, you know, beating confessions out of our people, but also our young people have been doing wrong and they need to go to jail. You go and rob a store, you need to go to jail. If you go and do something wrong and kill somebody, you need to go to jail. That's the place for you. So our point is to teach our children so they don't get in that situations.
Yes.
We want to prevent that. You know, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And that's why we're here. That's our main purpose. And
that's the purpose of the mission statement. The 6 P's, proper preparation and practice, will prevent poor performance. Because we do tell the younger man that there's consequence for your action.
Correct.
And sometimes we only get one strike.
Correct.
And, so we want to emphasize there's consequence for your actions. And some people will say, well, that's my baby and this happened. But if your baby did something wrong, there's consequence. Correct. God has no respect of person. And we must do the right thing for the right reason, and you get the right results.
Correct.
And I think even the author, her son, like I said, she's a talent agent. And I think even her son, very talented young man.
Yep.
But he made some bad decisions. Yep. And it cost him.
Correct.
And I'm not going to go into detail. She can talk it, but it costs him. Correct. And like Matthew said, it affects the whole family, because when it happened, it was so dramatic and everything that she just passed out, and she almost didn't make it.
Correct.
You know. So we know the mother's that special love for her kids and everything. Yes. You know. But they reminded her, you got some other kids too. You know.
And that mama, she probably go through more than anybody. I was listening to a program. This is Easter Sunday, and we talk about the death of Christ and how he bare the burdens of the world when he was on the cross. Well, it was prophesied to Mary that a sword should go through her heart, and when the baby was born by Simeon, and that probably baffled her. Like, what? This guy's supposed to be the savior of the world. How can that happen?
The whole thing was a baffle.
I know, but the prophecy came true. And just imagine how much hurt and pain and anguish that she went through when she seen her son on the cross, dying on the cross. So it was a necessary, but, that pain, it still hurts.
Yeah, so we want to say Happy Easter to everyone. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, and we want to say Happy Easter, everyone. Get out and go to church, Yeah. But so that's our main purpose of what we do, is to give back to our young men. And it's older people would always say, older people, Matthew, I'm referring to you.
See the gray beards?
Not here. But you heard that saying, experience is your best teacher.
Correct.
So if we can prevent you from making the mistakes that we made, that's what it's all about.
Correct.
That's what it's all about. And I think her purpose and I'll let her tell in her own words, but her purpose of writing the book and sharing her personal experience, because she can help somebody else so they don't have to go through that pain and that suffering that she had to go through.
Correct.
So it's vital. But I still want to emphasize that this event is 2705 East 83rd Street. I need to get that's the exact address. It's a church on the corner. I need to get the name of the church. I left my flyer. Matthew, you don't have it. Yeah, if you got the flyer, can you look it up and give the exact address? And we're going to start at 12 to 3. It's from 12 to 3. From 11 to 12, we're going to do a live Facebook Live with the author, Tasha Mills. Next Saturday, she will be in town, and she will be doing the live video next Saturday. She will be our guest in person. And you need to come out and take advantage of this opportunity. Did you have the address?
Perfected Way Ministries.
Perfected Way Ministry.
And it's 2705 East 83rd Street. 2705 East 83rd. You was in the ballpark.
It's about 50,000 a ballpark. But you can also go on our website or go on Creator's Big Brother Mentor page, and all the information is on the page. Creator BB Mentors. Go on our page, or you can go on Darryl Creator's page, and it's on the page, the exact address and everything. But take advantage. Like I say, if you want to be a blessing and want to sponsor some kids, I've talked to different ministries that are bringing their young people, and I told them we would work with them as far as the price. So any donation you can give, I'm going out early next week, and I'll be visiting different ministries, asking them to send their young people, because I think it's beneficial. If you know better, you do better.
Correct.
You know, and you know, we if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Correct.
And we can always talk about what they're doing, but I look in the mirror and say, what are you doing?
Correct.
So bring them out, let them hear what's going on. If you want to, like I say, sponsor and give a donation where we can bring more young people in. And this is not just for boys. This is for boys and girls and young ladies and young men.
Correct.
So don't think you're bigger than, so it's a family outing. And like I said, the parents can learn something, and it's they can share down the road.
And it's an old saying that a child can't be what a child can't see.
Amen.
And we want to show our children that positive role model. It's more than that drug dealer on the street. It's more than that, the gangsters and gangbangers and all that stuff. And they romanticize that type of lifestyle. They show you the money part of it, but they don't show you the killings and the going to jails and the loneliness and the pain. And it's a lot of stuff that going into it, the isolation, because they on their block and they're fighting with the other block and they are running from the police and they got to hide because a lot of times a lot of these guys still stay with their parents and they got to hide from their parents, and a lot of different things that's going on. There's a lot on a young person, and I try to educate these young people that that money ain't as easy as you think it is. It's a lot that goes with it. It's a lot behind it. So
that goes back to consequence for your actions.
Yep. And then the other thing is, that's one of the reasons why we're doing chess. We love the chess because chess teaches you cause and effect. And then if you become a good chess player, you got to think out your moves, think out your what you're gonna do. And that transfer into life. So we want their young people to see that and apply that to what they're doing. Now they can plan out their schoolwork, plan out their grade, plan out different stuff. Now we on the positive side where they're using that cause and effect for a good purpose, a good reason to be successful.
Yeah, Matthew opened up a door there for me. Chess. That's not my cup of tea, and there's still hope. There's still hope for me, but we're planning, and we're still looking for young people to come in, or men to come in and teach our young boys how to play chess, or any young people that want to learn how to play chess to come on in on Saturdays, because we're looking to hopefully on Father's Day we can have a chess tournament with the fathers and son and the mentees and the mentors.
Yeah.
So that's one of the goals we're looking to do for Father's Day that weekend, is have chess, and we can come out and play chess and do some positive things. There are a lot of organization and people doing positive things,
yes,
but the media likes to show the negative things, you know what I'm saying? And we want to do the opposite. We want to show the positive things, and we've been doing positive things for 27 years. We ask you to share this video, send some love, some thumbs up, send some love and some thumbs up. We appreciate it, and share this video. This is very important information that's going out that will be a blessing if you receive it. And if you receive it, it can be a blessing to you, to your family, to your loved ones, to your niece, your nephews, your children. That's what it's all about. That's our future. That's our future, and we have to set the examples. I mean, we had a black president. We got a black vice president now. The black people, we got the senators. I mean, come on.
Well, over the Pentagon, yes, we had Secretary of States, mayors, governors, CEOs, just successful people.
Yes,
and we love that, and we need more of that.
I know you said something about when they see their own, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. When I go to the doctor, or I go to the police station, or I go to the governor's office, or I see the president of the United States as a black young man, or the vice president, it makes a big difference, and that's what we want to do. even in our schools, we want to make a big difference. Thank you for tuning in. I see Daisy Hinton is tuning. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
So one of the things that I want to point out, and I see this in my work, is culturally is different. Okay, and I got a story. I shared this before, and I'm going to share it again. Is that I was working, and I'm a firefighter. For most people don't know, and we had a call where a young lady, she was pregnant, and she was having complications with that pregnancy. And we went into the house. The young lady, she started doing this, patting her head. So the paramedic, he's the guy in charge for the medical stuff. He started thinking that she had mental problems. So I started, hold on for a second. I guess that just called in. Hold on, Tasha. So I started laughing, and I told him, she does not have mental problem. Her hair itch. So culturally, we know when women and men, for that case, they gonna get a perm. They can't scratch their hair. So they pat it. But culturally, this white guy, he didn't know that. He wasn't familiar with the culture. He couldn't relate to it. So he going off what he relating to is a mental issue. And that wasn't the case in this particular situation. So that cultural awareness, it makes a difference.
Yes.
So because I was there, I was able to step in, intervene, and be able to, iron out the details and let them know, hey, we don't have a problem here. Everything is all good. So now we got our guest here. Our guest, Miss Tasha Smith Mills, she called in, and we've been waiting for you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Tasha.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
We're doing
on
pretty.
This holiday weekend.
Yes, we're doing pretty good. Let me do a little intro. Then I'm gonna do a little intro. Then I'm gonna bring you in. This is Tasha Mills, and she is the author of the book "Mom, I Should Have Listened." And I like that subtitle of A Voice of Pain and Power. Oh, that's so powerful. And she's also a motivator, speaker, and she's a talent agent. But I want her to talk about her personal experience with her son and give an update where he is and why she wrote the book and why she want to share this information, and that she will be in town next Saturday, guys, to a Q&A session, and plus she's going to sign books and autograph books, and she's going to be filming. So if you can come to that address, Matthew, 2705 East 83rd Street.
Yay!
Hey, I got it right without looking. But without further delay, I'm going to bring Tasha Smith Mills in. God bless you.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
We're great.
On this holiday weekend.
Yes, fine.
That's good. My name is Tasha Smith Mills. I'm known as the motivational speaker. I've written a book. I'm an award-winning and best-selling author of Mama, I Should Have Listened, A Voice of Pain and Power. And I wrote this book after going through mental trauma after my son received 40 years in prison at 17 years old for aggravated assault in Texas. No one was hurt. No money was stolen. He basically robbed somebody with a BB gun, and that took his life for 40 years.
Wow.
He deserved to be punished. I tell all parents that he did deserve to be punished, but for 40 years, that was a little bit too harsh. It was extensive. So right now, what we're doing is we're fighting for his life. I also lead a mother's group called Unheard Voices, and we're shooting a documentary. And the documentary is about talking to parents all over this country about some of the things that they miss when they're raising their children. A lot of times we parent in guilt, and we also overcompensate. And sometimes overcompensating because a father isn't in their lives can really, really be damaging. And that's where a lot of mothers miss the mark. After I went on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God and Angela Yee and DJ Envy, I realized this was a niche market because we were losing so many kids to not only violence, but to the streets. And if I could share anything with you, I'm going to be sharing this next Saturday, where I'm going to be talking to kids motivating the mothers. I'm also going to be looking for talent for film and TV. We're just going to have a good time. And when your child leaves my session, they're going to be different. When the mothers leave my session, they're going to be different. And I want you to be able to go online and look me up at www.tasha.mills.com, and you'll learn so much more about me and my journey.
All right. So I was just thinking about our interview, and I was thinking about, and you kind of touched on it, your journey and what you've gone through. And one of my questions was, did you, looking back on everything, on how you raised your son and some of the things you've done, do you look back and think, maybe I should have done things different. Maybe I should have did it this way or that way, opposed to how you did it. And we know that's,
Hindsight.
is hindsight, correct?
Absolutely. It's thank you for asking me that question. In the book, me and my son helped me co-write this book. I have 4 boys, and all of them are talented. Again, I'm a film agent, a film and television agent. If you're familiar with the show Straight Outta Compton, if you're familiar with Chai, I developed Jason Mitchell's career to where it is today. My son was an actor, and I gave him everything. His father wasn't in his life, so I overcompensated. And in the book, we talk about that. My son tells me, Mom, there were some things that you missed along the way. You gave me everything, but you worked so hard that you never was home. And so by you not being there, I had to be with the stepfather. My last name was different, and he treated me different from your other 3 kids. And that became a problem. So there are some things that you miss, but that doesn't make an excuse of where I went wrong.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
If I can tell parents anything, yes, of course, we parent in guilt. In hindsight, there are some things that I did miss. But to be honest with you, I'm on God's assignment. And if I had to change anything about this journey, anything, I wouldn't.
Amen.
I wouldn't, because this is to save another kid's life. I know that you guys are having a lot of problems in Chicago.
Yes.
I did read yesterday that a kid was killed by the police.
Yes.
13 years old.
We have to start making this change and change the narrative.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing as we film across the country. We're changing the narrative and teaching parents how they can parent a little differently. I have 4 sons. Blake is my oldest. He's 30 years old. I have a 27-year-old, a 26-year-old, and a 23-year-old. And we're all in this journey together. And we're going to talk about, the fruits of the Spirit, how you have to combine that in your daily living. The goodness of God, love, peace, understanding, forgiveness. We're going to talk about all those things. I want every kid to come out next Saturday and experience what I have to say. And we're going to be filming this for the documentary. We're going to be filming this because I want the world to see what we're doing to change the narrative of the behavior that we're experiencing right now.
Correct.
Hey, man, I got a question for you, Tasha. You said you had 3 other sons. How are your others, by your oldest son being incarcerated, how did that affect your other sons? How are they doing, and et cetera?
It affected them a lot because when they were, I think my youngest son was 10 at the time, he knew his brother, but he don't know his brother.
Yeah.
He knows his brother more as a man by phone calls. Blake has been in jail for 12 years, 12 going on 13 years now. So this has been a transition for all of us. But what I can say to you, they see the mistakes that he's made, and they don't want to make those same mistakes.
Well,
I tell my kids, dream the painting and wake up and paint the dream. You can be anything that you want to be. My 23-year-old, he's a professional gamer, so he goes around the country playing video games. My 26-year-old, he's a filmmaker.
Okay.
He's a filmmaker, graduated from FIT in New York, and a fashion photographer. I My 27-year-old, he's a graphic designer. So they all have that entrepreneurial spirit. Blake was the same way. But he made some choices that cost him his life. And I don't think kids understand. It's one choice that you can make. And like my grandmother used to say all the time, you pay dearly for that choice. And a lot of this is generational. His father was in criminal activity. He was in criminal activity. The other 3 kids, their father wasn't. So a lot of things are, it's in our DNA, and we don't understand that. And I'm going to get to the points of that on next Saturday.
Correct. And that's one of the things that we try to teach people is that, you know, I see that people do what their parents do. My father was a firefighter. Now I'm a firefighter. You know, my wife, her grandfather was a truck driver. Her father's a truck driver. Her brothers are truck drivers. Just about the whole family drives trucks. So it makes a difference. And then you see some people are alcoholics and the kids are alcoholics. And some people are doctors and the kids are the doctors. So it swings both ways on, you know, how it goes. Some people was preachers and all the kids is preachers. So it's really something to that.
Absolutely. We're affected. I spoke at Morehouse College and I talked about that. We're affected by generational trauma. We're affected by generational curse, but we're also affected by generational wealth.
Yeah.
And we're gonna speak to those points of the generational trauma and curses and the wealth that go on in our lives, because generational curses are so real. I spoke at San Quentin Prison, which is one of the largest prisons in this country in California. And a guy said to me, Mrs. Mills, he was a lifer. I didn't even believe in God until I read your generational versus environmental chapter. He said, I didn't want to believe it. He said, but my dad went to prison when I was 1. I never even knew my dad. I went to prison when my daughter was 1, and my daughter just paroled out of prison.
Wow.
So this is a real thing, and we don't understand it. And I want to break those points down to these kids, these young kids, especially our kids, because the African American and the Latino youth, they don't understand they're under attack. And when you go in front of those judges who don't look like them and don't have the same sympathy for them like they do those white kids, we're lost and we're gone. And they don't understand that. You can look at that, you know, with George Floyd. If that guy was white, none of this would have happened. But we don't look like them, and we don't get the same, you know, the same privilege as them. And I just want to speak that to our kids and let them know I've lived it. This is my life experience. I'm not telling you anything that you know, that I haven't lived. This comes from real life experience, real life trauma. I had to walk it. I'm the only one that, if it's not me and my husband now and my kids who go see my son, he don't get seen. If we don't put money on his books, his commissary, guess what? It's not there. And these kids need to realize that their mom is right even when she's wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Right. You said a couple of things that stood out. I remember, I want to say 20 years ago, we took the kids on a tour of the prison in Indiana, and it was like a scared straight tour, and they let us come in. They let us come into the jail with a guy that was in there for murder. And I remember on our 10th year anniversary, one of the young men, they talked about the trips, and one young man said, that trip that we went on, it scared me so much. I made in my mind that I'll never go to jail. Today, he's a meteorologist. Today, he's a meteorologist. So I tell people, kids are a product of their upbringing, and they imitate what they see. So we have to put positive things in front of them and motivate them and say, you're a child of God. You can do all things are possible. And this is what our program is about. The 6 P's: proper preparation and practice prevents poor performance. And I always tell people, when we're critical about one another, I always say, look in the mirror and see, what part are you playing? Because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
And that's absolutely right. I mean, I'm living it, so I understand. And I want, I want our parents to come out next week and bring their children, and let's have some discussion about this and some things that we can change, because I can't change it alone. I'm a drum major in need of some band leaders. You know what I mean? And
That's right.
I need these kids to understand, what can happen. Because a lot of times they go out and they do stupid, crazy stuff, and they don't understand what can happen. I want to tell them that when you are in a storm, you have to keep going, because once you pull over, you're going to drown.
Yep.
And I don't think they understand about drowning.
Yep.
One thing I know that that you're good at is, because we teach the boys about consequence for your actions. And sometimes we only get one chance, and that could be our life, So this is good timing. It's God's timing that you're going to be able to come and share your experience, personal experience. There's nothing like personal experience. And we're asking everybody that's out there that have young men, and even the parents, to come and take advantage of this opportunity. And if for some reason that if your neighbors, bring your neighbor kids or your nephews or your nieces. This is for young men and young ladies.
Yep.
The enemy is fighting like never before, but greater than he that's in me than he that's in the world. So we want you to take advantage of this. And for some reason that you can't, you're busy and you can't come, be a blessing.
Okay, we're back on.
That devil's busy.
Yeah.
He don't want this to go out. That's what it is. But we gotta know where it's coming from and believe God that all things are possible.
And one of the things I wanted to share with you is that your book has been a blessing for us, at the mentor program, and we really enjoy it, and we come back to it because it's so prevalent. This book was prevalent 30 years ago, just as much as it is today, and sometimes when we tell our children stuff, they don't listen, but to hear from somebody else, and sometimes, they listen to be like, wow, I didn't know that. And a lot of things you say in the book, we didn't know, a lot of things you go through that we're ignorant to. I know I don't want to go to jail, and I don't want my child to go to jail, but some of the things that you brought out in the book, we can really see how some of the things that you went through, like one of the things we seen was on how you went and you didn't have the right clothes and they turned you around. Wow.
Oh yeah, went to prison.
Yeah.
Visit a son in prison. Yeah.
Well, no. It wasn't me. I went to visit my son, and this was the first visit ever to a jail. And this lady was standing in line.
That's what it was.
And they told her that she couldn't come in. And she started crying. Well, I went to see my son, and then when I came out, I stopped in the bathroom, and she was in there crying. She had just took a bus from Oklahoma to Texas, and I asked her, I said, what's wrong? And she said, I spent my last she said, they told me I don't have the right clothes. I said, do you want me to bring you somewhere to get you another sweater or something? And she said, ma'am, I don't have any money.
Wow.
As I was walking out, God spoke to me. He said, take that sweater you have on and you give it to her. And it was an expensive sweater, y'all. I love this sweater. And I took my sweater off and I gave it to her. My sister said, you're going to get a two-way ticket to heaven. I wanted to see her son because I knew how important that was for her to see her son. And a lot of times we look at people and we think, oh, you know what? This will never happen to our kids.
Yep.
In my documentary, I went and took some white people from upstate New York who have money. We have some Jewish people in our documentary, because guess what? No one is immune to this.
That's right.
No one is immune to this at all. This can happen to the best of the best. But I do recognize that God sometimes put you in a population of people that you never thought you would be in. And he do that for the purpose of getting gratitude and getting the glory from it. And when I looked at that, I said, oh God, let me go out and do your work. And so I know how my son. My son told me the other day, Mom, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I was out robbing people, and instead of you visiting me here, you could be visiting me at the grave.
That's right.
I can talk to you.
Wow.
But I had to come here because guess what? If I didn't, you would be praying. You would be praying and asking God to please bring me back so you could talk to me.
Yep. Amen.
And see, we don't understand it. Let's prevent this from happening.
That's right.
Also,
That's right.
yes.
So what you saying, in all God's mercy, that He allowed him to go to jail, that he might be lived, that he might be spared. And even though, you know, that jail is horrible, but if he died, it'd have been worse. And now he can make a change in other people's lives. So
listen, I have one of my mothers in my documentary, woman from Atlanta, moved from Arkansas to Atlanta to give her kid a better life. Lived in a nice neighborhood. They said the white people used to tell her they didn't want her there. They used to tell her kids they didn't belong there. So you know what he did? He found a community that he did belong in.
Wow.
Was a follower. Got time for aggravated assault. A month before he was coming home, his cellmate stabbed him.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Cellmate stabbed him. So jail is very, very, very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah.
I've been extorted for my son. It's just so many things that go on in there. You're living in a 6x9 cell, probably the size of your bathroom, with someone else.
yep.
You can't even begin to understand what goes on in that cell, in that 6x9 cell.
Yep.
I want to demonstrate this for our kids. Because when I finish, they're not going to give any, they're going to go home. When I go to alternative schools and speak, they say, Miss Tasha, you make me want to do right. Because I don't want to live like your son is living. My son came from a 4-bedroom home with his own room. Now he has to use the bathroom in front of somebody. If he belch, that other person is smelling his belch.
Wow.
Nobody wants to live like that.
No.
You may think you want to live like that, but you think you hard now. In the streets of Chicago, you get into those prisons and you'll see.
Yep. Well, another thing about this is that I read this article, and it's talking about how the prison culture, it's all about me, 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 me. And that prison culture is coming from the jail and it's coming into the home, into the community. Now these people, they coming out of jail and they got that me mentality, not the we in the family structure. And now, you know, it's permeating the community. Now it's not about us, it's all about me, and everything they do is for self-gain and nothing for the community, nothing for the family. And we see that every day. And I'm a firefighter, and we'll see grandma's having a heart attack and the kid is in the back playing games and don't care less. Don't realize and grandma pay the bills and grandma take care of all the financial stuff, but they don't care. And that's that prison culture that's coming out. And I understand in prison you kind of got to live a certain way to survive, but now it's coming out into our neighborhood and it's tearing our communities apart. And the best way to stop that is to not go to prison, is to stay away from that, is to be a productive person in society, pay your taxes, vote, and do all that other great stuff, and raise your kids to do the same. So it's a very lot of things that can come out of this, and how we can change our society.
I want to say too that God works in mysterious ways, and like you say, it was the reason why your son is there, consequence for his actions. But the Lord is using you
and him
to share the experience and help others because they don't make that mistake. So we're grateful and thankful for that. I'm asking even any pastors that's out there that's listening and want to bring your young people to this event, give us a call at 888 201-3935, and we can talk about it. We can make arrangements. If you're a pastor out there or you're a parent out there and you want your son to come, but finance is an issue, or transportation is an issue, give us a call and see if we could work something out to get you there, because you don't want to miss this golden opportunity of a young lady that experienced this with her son, and she wants to share that experience because you don't make that same mistake. Also, if anyone's out there and say, hey, I want to donate where we can get more people to come and take advantage of this opportunity, you can call you can Zelle us at 708-257-8598, or you can call us at 888-201-3935 and get more information. This event is next Saturday. She's going to be here live with her son and her husband, and they're going to be filming. She's going to be doing a book signing. She's going to be doing a Q&A, and she's going to be doing so much, and it's an opportunity. And we were able to the Lord has blessed us where we're able to keep the price at a minimum because we want people to come. We want people to come. But if you can be a blessing to help us to open the doors so more people can take advantage of this situation. This is what this program is all about. This is why we've been doing it for 27 years, have mentored over 950 young men, and we're still on the battlefield. We're still on the battlefield. We're still on the wall doing what the Lord has given us to do. So if you appreciate it, show up. And be a blessing.
And she's looking for talent. I heard that. She's looking for talent.
There's still hope for me. I may get discovered. I may get discovered. There's hope. There's hope.
And we also want to add that all proceeds go back to the program. We don't take a salary.
Yes,
everything is volunteer.
Yes.
And we're 501. We're non-for-profit, and it's all tax deductible. So we got all that together. So we're here to help you. We're here to partner with you. We're here to help the community. And I like to tell people like this: if we don't help each other out, then who else is going to help us out? Nobody.
I believe that so sincerely, that if we're going to make it and survive, it's going to take us coming together with the Lord on our side.
Correct.
And that's real. That's real. And then Matthew said something that's key too. We're volunteers. We've always volunteered. Even when I just retired about 3 years ago. But when I worked for Frito-Lay, I used to work 5 days a week, like 13 hours a day. But I was here every Saturday giving back to our young men. And we've taken our young men to Disney World, to the Black Smithsonian Museum. We went to Washington twice when Obama got elected. And we went and took them in 2017 to the Black Smithsonian Museum to show them their history. We have to learn our history because we don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And that's what it's all about. And that's why I always say everybody can play a part. I believe you do what you want to do, and what you don't want to do, you make excuses.
Correct.
So we want to stop making excuses. I'm a bottom line person. It's not so much what you say, it's what you do. It's execution. And we're looking for people to execute and take advantage of this opportunity next Saturday. We're going to be at 2705 East 83rd Street from 12 to 3. And Tasha Mills is going to be there. She's going to be sharing her experience. She's going to be doing a Q&A session. She's going to be signing her book. She's looking for talent. I know I'm going for that talent. Oh, that talent. If you think you got talent and you think you want to be a star, I would come and let Tasha see what you got.
So we're looking forward to having you. We're so excited about you being here, and we're so excited on next week.
Yes, we're excited. And if you're out there, we want you to share this video. Share it. Send some love, some thumbs up and some love. Share this video. We're going to be talking about it all week. This is an opportunity where we can come together in a positive way to be helpers of one another. That's what you got to start thinking. We have to be helpers of one another. It's no big eyes. It's no little you. What profit a man to own the whole world and lose his soul? Yep. So if someone's hungry and I got a house full of food and my neighbor's hungry, when I was naked, who clothed me? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Leverage and enrich me.
Right. So this is coming together, doing the work to help each other. That's what it's all about. Tasha, you want to give us some closing comments?
I just want to say thank you for having me. Initially, we were coming in Chicago for just a little vacation because we've been shooting this documentary country. And I told my husband, I said, I am exhausted. I want to go somewhere where we can just kind of relax. But I am just so glad your Mrs. Debbie, I think that's her name.
Deborah Dillon.
Yes, Mrs. Dillian called me at the right time. She was like, you know, we need to order more books. So I want to say thank you for that, because you all have been ordering books since my book came out for your program. And let me ask you, has that helped them?
Oh, yes. That's why I'm from the old school, too, and I get something that works.
What are some of the questions that they ask? Do they have any questions?
They have questions. Matter of fact, we have some new people this year that haven't heard of the book. That's why I had talked to Deb and said, Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Oh, that enemy's.
Hello?
Yes, we're here. Can you hear us? She might have trouble on her phone because everything looks good right here.
But we want to emphasize next Saturday, guys, get your young people together and come out and take advantage of this. Hello? Can you hear us, Tasha?
We lost her.
Okay, we lost Tasha, but next Saturday, take advantage of this experience. This is Tasha Mills will be here.
Hello?
She's the author. She's the author of the book, Mom, I Should Have Listened. She will be in Chicago next Saturday from 12 to 3. We'll be at 2705 East 83rd Street. We will have a raffle. We'll have refreshments. The tickets are only $15. If you could sponsor some kids, if you want to bring some kids, call the number 888-201-3935. See if we can work something out where we can get these young people in here. This is for male or females. And she's going to share her personal story about her son that got 40 years in prison. And he will be, I think, 57 when he comes out. But despite of all this, it's a blessing. And she's going to share that. She's going to share that next week with us. So take advantage of this opportunity. You can Zelle us at 708-257-8598. Matthew, you got any closing words?
No, we just want to thank you guys for tuning in with us, for being here. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Reginald.
Thank you for your prayers.
Thank you, Brother Chick. Thank you, cousin. Thank all of you that, Sister Daisy Hinton, thank you. And the ones that asked that you would share this video and let other people know what's going on. And if you believe in what we do, I know you do, send us, be a blessing where we can get a lot of kids to come out and pick up this experience.
All right.
God bless. Have a blessed day tomorrow. Happy Easter and have a blessed day.